What is going on, guys? This is Jason the Ball Political. I swim through the politics, so you don't drown too. I'm just a man trying to bring common sense in a world where common sense isn't so common. So, for the past couple of weeks, I think this is a month or some change at this point, the far right has been exploding like a fucking cancer all over online social media platforms. And the funny thing is, there's not that many of them, but they do stick together in the far reaches, darkest spaces of the internets because they don't do this shit in real life. Anyway, for the last month or so, I have been not replying, not doing anything involved with Twitter, but I went to sleep. I did a video last night. I went to sleep. I woke up and apparently one of the supporters or something like this popped up on my page and they said, because I was basically explaining the deal with Lily Gladys, who is a far right supporting not racist or Nazi at this point, because that's what really she is. She believes in a white America and all white countries, which is again fucking stupid at this point, because it completely destroys what America is. And no take backsies, bitch. Anyway, um, I've been staying off of Twitter because it's become a cesspool and all of that shit. And I've seen this shit coming ahead. Now, I don't know exactly, I don't remember exactly what the deal is with Sarah Fields. I know I've seen some of their stuff. I'm pretty sure I agreed with some of their stuff and probably disagreed with some of their stuff. I can't pinpoint exactly how I feel about this individual because I don't fucking remember. They haven't been exactly as big on my radar. For all I know, in the last couple of weeks, because this individual might be white or identifies as white, she probably was in lockstep with the right being led by burner groyper accounts or the far right actual hate accounts bashing blacks. And again, I'll put it like this: if you are a person and you are bringing information out and it's not biased, it's just information, that is fucking one thing, and I'm okay with that. I do the same exact thing. I don't care if you're black, white, Chinese, Spanish, purple. If you fuck up, my channel is rated E for every fucking one. However, if you have a bias and you start saying shit like their catchphrases, we don't need to live like this is a white country, all of this other stupid shit, and you start putting blanket statements on every fucking body because they're not your skin color, now we got a fucking problem. However, something had went down recently, and I want to also throw my hat into it by showing you guys and also explaining it to clarify it just a little bit. Again, as I said, I swim through the politics so you don't drown too. I am just a man trying to bring common sense in a world where common sense isn't so common. I'm going to help the uninitiated here. Let's get it. It is unreal and sickening that anyone who calls himself a Christian supports this waste of a man. Honestly, you Christians, you right supporting people, you conservatives, you Republicans, MAGA supporters, you pro Elon people, y'all should have shut this shit down immediately. If you guys don't know who, it's one thing for you not to know who this individual is. It's another thing to ignore it because it benefits you at the moment or to let them co opt your movement. And what I mean by this is for the last month and some change, these far right accounts, these Aryan race supporting, Nazi sympathizing, Hitler praising accounts have been festering on X. And I do blame Elon Musk for this because even though he may not have direct control, I know he sees this shit popping off. I have been in spaces where they have gathered in the hundreds, almost damn near, some of them in the thousands, begging for their followers to start a race war, saying that they were going to kill Christians, including whites who don't aren't extreme, because they're protecting niggers. And at the end of the day, they're not gonna stop there. If they had their way, they're not gonna stop there. They're gonna go after women. And I guess Sarah Fields is she probably knew about them. I don't know, but now she's figuring it out a little bit. Maybe she figured it out. Anyway, Team Hitler. So this was only 3 days ago, of course. This cowardly and sorry excuse for a human opened a space tonight originally titled Analyzing Sarah Fields and proceeded to threaten to rape me, murder me, and hide my body. He had nearly 250 listeners. I will finally get to murder you and I will send photos. Later in the space, he chose to reveal my location and phone number to his listeners. I reported the space and this account, yet both remain active. The enemy of my enemy is still my enemy. Maybe for a lot of you whites, You see white people saying the shit that they're saying, and you think, yeah, 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 I'm down with that because I benefit. You know who also felt the same way? Feminist. Look at what happened. They got kicked out of their own movement by other feminists because they weren't feminist enough, allowing trans people in their groups. Look how that worked. Look at the LGBT when they were forced to sit there and co-sign with radicals, more radicals, who were sitting there trying to push in pedophilia. It's just like BLM. They sat there and they believed in it because they thought that it was helping blacks and it had nothing to do with blacks. Anyway, let's look at this video.
On your killer.
Probably listening, that dumb bitch.
Yeah, Sarah, if you're listening, listen to this. I'm gonna find you wherever in the country you could go. You could cross the border into Mexico. I will find you and I'll rape you like a bitch in Guadalajara. Okay? No matter where you go, I will find you. Okay? I can put my nose down and fucking figure out where it was you were the last 20 hours because your feet probably smell like shit. I will find you and you'll be raped like shit. You will be raped. You will be raped and you will be coked up and nobody will find your body, okay? Because it will be in a bin, probably separated by 5 mile trash locations, dumpsters, whatever you want to call them, in Mexico, deep Mexico. I'm talking desert Mexico. I'm not talking, Baja California. I'm saying you will be gone forever. You will be a lifetime, a lifeline, whatever, ABC at night story, okay, for years. And they will never find your killer, and they will never find your killer. But if anyone knows the killer, it's me and you. And when I'm looking at you in your last moments, you're looking at me in the eyes and you're begging for your life. That will be the ultimate moment of satisfaction when I finally get to murder you. And I will send photos to your ex dead husband, whatever. Okay? You are a monster. So.
And then ends it with the cherry on top. You are a monster. Now, personally, Sarah, I don't take this individual seriously. However, that doesn't mean you don't assess the threat. Maybe as a guy, a person that says something like that sounds like that, who sounds like if you punched him one time in his chest, his whole shit would collapse and his respiratory system would fucking try to restart and he would probably die from it. It is what it is. I'm pretty sure you're strapped, Sarah. The problem is, individuals like this, it only takes one or two to start a spark. Again, and I'm gonna just put it out here like this. I'm gonna get this off my chest. Even if Sarah, I don't agree with you. If you probably jumped in and threw your hand into the hole, we're gonna jump on bashing all blacks and calling them all African and all African American people of color, all these blacks, and we're gonna call them all criminals and we don't deserve to live like this. No woman, and this is coming from your favorite neighborhood friendly neighborhood misogynist. No woman deserves to be threatened or being told that they're going to be raped and dismembered or any of this shit. I do not care. Nobody deserves no shit like that. Whether he's sitting there, he's trying to sound edgy, or he's trying to push something, even though he has said he would kill, die, and murder for Nick Fuentes, because that is his leader, the groypers. Even though even though freedom of speech is me sitting here saying you shouldn't be attacked, but there should be consequences. There are consequences for doing shit like this. Period. If you got four soldiers and they're all different nationalities, you can have a black, a white, a Chinese, a Spanish, Japanese, whatever the fuck, and they're all on post, and somebody's running up to them saying that they got a bomb, they can say it, but what's the consequences after? You better pray you come out of that situation alive, because if they're just pranking and he's alive, I'm pretty sure if they beat him with and make him another color that he didn't start off as, everyone's gonna sit there and say it's justified. That's what consequences mean. We are human. To sit there and and this is what they do. They all run behind freedom of speech because they know that right now that's what seems to work. That saying freedom of speech as they push out actual fucking fascism and open fascism and intolerance. But then they'll run behind freedom of speech. We're human beings. We're not fucking robots. We're going to react to that type of stimuli. And what's going to end up fucking happening is you're going to get punched in the face by a black person for saying the N word. Your own people's going to stomp you the fuck out because you know you don't exist anywhere but online. These individuals don't exist anywhere but online. Let's continue, shall we? And yes, he's a groyper. You want to know something, Sarah? I don't know if you're ever going to see this video, Sarah, but I'm going to just sit here and say this. Groypers are a problem. They are a cancer. And I don't know when it comes down to the right if you guys just have a problem vetting people because I know I'm not religious. But if I was a Christian and somebody was sitting there talking about their God fearing and they want a white country, or they're sitting there talking about actual violence, they're dog whistling for violence outside groups, and they talk about the God fearing. And mind you, I would probably be a violent Christian. Honestly, I'll say it again. If the Crusades went down, I'd probably be with you guys in some sense. However, because I do believe that America, only way for America to exist is with Christian values. There is no other religion that can take the place of that because it wouldn't be America. However, when you're sitting there and you're saying things like a white country and bring back slavery and segregation and all of this shit, and you're starting to judge whole entire groups of people based on a fraction of a fraction of a fraction, we don't do that with women. I think it's 3 out of 4 women tend to lean left because they're emotional. You know what I'm saying? They're the emotional of the sex. You know what I'm saying? They're emotionally driven. We don't throw away women. We know the state we're in because of women, but we don't throw away women. But I guess for 3% of a group that everyone will put together, all blacks, all Africans, all Muslims, and I don't even like Muslims, and I can tell you, not all Muslims are good Muslims. And good Muslims are the ones that want to commit jihad. They're bad Muslims because they're not good Muslims to the ones that want to kill you. So, what do the good Muslims do to the bad Muslims? They kill the bad Muslims. But if there were too many good Muslims, we would have more 9/11s. We would have more of the shit that happened over there in Israel during that party. So again, even though I don't like Muslims, and mind you, Muslims is not a race. It's an ideology. It's a way of thinking. A bad way of thinking can be any race, just like the far right, just like the far left, just like that thug ghetto black culture, right? It's not even black culture. It's thug. It's that criminal element in the culture. It's a way of thinking, but it's not all blacks. And we know it's not all blacks because other races enjoy that culture when it benefits them to be that and act that way. Anyway, and yes, he's a groyper. Report this account. Report these accounts, okay? Report his space. He's hosting another one right now. Report the space as well. 1 hour and 9 minute mark is where he threatened to rape and murder me, okay? He's lying and say he meant it in the video game. Of course they're gonna do that. These again, a lot of these fucking people is just like gamers. A lot of the most fucking most terrible people are terrible because they're behind a screen. A lot of them tend to be gamers. Again, the funniest thing is when it comes down to an actual war, some of the most based individuals are gamers because they know the world is not all rainbow and sunshine. And they're not bad people, though they tried to label all gamers as bad. And then you got some real shit stains online that, again, you got gamers that don't like gamers. So, I mean, it is what it is, right? Be safe, Sarah. This is unacceptable and we will find them. Again, my stance is she does not deserve anything like this. Period. I don't give a shit what she's done. I don't care what she's done. I don't care if she fucking outed Nick Fuentes as a homosexual, which I do believe. You know what I'm saying? She don't deserve no shit like this. That's my stance. But I just think it's fucking hilarious in my eyes because for the last month and some change, all this hate that has been being pushed out because of the far right hoping for an area. And again, you know what's weird about this? Real quick, the craziest thing about this is have you noticed the silence from the left? Has anyone noticed this? I know I'm not the only one. Has anyone noticed that the left is just watching? I honestly think that a lot of this shit that's happening, the left is purposely orchestrating it in a way so that the right gets out of hand so that they can swoop in and get power again. That's what I think. But that's just a theory, a gay theory. Maybe Nicholas Fuentes knows anything about that. Anyway, guys, as I was saying before, pay attention to the people that benefit. Pay attention to the people trying to hijack your movement. All movements start off with good intentions and then they end up getting hijacked. That's the way it works. Just pay attention. Nick Fuentes is, and the funniest thing is he's not even the biggest. If you, the funniest thing about this is as bad as the groypers are, there's a group worse than the groypers who's been waiting for their time. Actual people who want this shit to go down and will do the shit that they claim to do. So, as much as I don't really believe in
Probably
this
listening, that
individual
dumb.
doing all of this shit, saying this because he's trying to backtrack the way that he said the shit that he said, I don't believe him. There are types. I've sat in the groups in the thousands where they sat there saying they were going to kill anybody. They were gonna kill the Hodge twins. They love their videos. They think they're hilarious, but they will kill them niggers because they're still niggers, right? Hodge twins, fucking. It's a good thing I stopped looking at watching those guys a while ago, and now it really, 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 just like all of these other these black accounts who are right winged, but they have hatred for blacks, and they claim they don't, but they do. They're gonna kill you, Marlon, whatever fresh and fit your fucking name is. Was it Marlon Gaines? Whatever the fuck you are, you scam artist. They're gonna kill you too. I know you don't identify as black because you're not black. You're a fucking tether. They're gonna kill you too. Lily Gladys, they're gonna turn on you too. They're gonna look into your history and find out you're a fucking Jew. They're gonna turn on you too. Get with it, guys. If your movement is based in hate, you're gonna get your shit pushed in eventually. But for all of the people co-signing it, thinking that they benefit from it and that it's not gonna happen to them, laughable. Anyway, I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.